and welcome to my May book haul. I really like this filming standing up thing. I used to do it all the time. Anyways, there are a ton of amazing books that I bought and received this month, and I really want to share them with you. Some of them you might have heard about, some of them might be completely new. Let's go! First of all, I have a proof copy of Grit, The Power of Passion and Perseverance. This is one that I'm really excited about reading. It is non-fiction, and it is about why sometimes the people who aren't the most talented are the ones that succeed. I really like reading about stuff that has to do with perseverance. Mostly, I think, because of how I've done YouTube, and when people always ask like, how do you get a channel to grow and how can you become successful? Is it just that you're really good at it? And I always just want to say, well, if you make a video at least once a week for 8 years, that is helpful. So yes, that is definitely a book that appeals to me. I'm not sure when that one's out. I will link everything in the description. Next, I'm really excited about this. This has been floating around on the internet for the longest time, and it was also Obama's book of the year. Can't go wrong with a recommendation like that. It is Lauren Groff's Fates and Furies, and oh my god, this cover. So for this proof copy, this is actually the cover, which has the quotes, and then on the back they've put the real cover. I haven't read this or know anything about this besides the fact that it's Obama's book of the year and that every single person that has read it so far has said it's absolutely amazing. Actually, one of my colleagues was reading this and she was saying that it's about the two different sides of a relationship. So I think it seems like it's a perfect relationship, but both people are like describing it in a different way. And the next one Lena gave to me because it's from Picador. She works at Pan Macmillan. This is such a beautiful copy. What is Not Yours is Not Yours by Helen Oyeyemi. Oh my god. Well, the cover's nice, but look at that. Look at that beautifully bound spine that has like stuff printed on as well. I think it's just, yeah, it's just the title. And this is a short story collection. Next, I have a hotkey book. That's where I used to work. And it is a proof copy. They've sort of recently changed the way that their proof copies look. And this is beautiful. Also like 100% my aesthetic. With Malice by Eileen Cook, it says, "Wish you weren't here." This is about a girl who wakes up in a hospital after an accident and she can't remember what happened. And this all happened while she was on a school trip in Italy. And this is out in June. Next, this is quite an exclusive one, and mostly thanks to the fact that I work at Penguin Random House. It is a proof copy of Here I Am by Safran Foer. It's not out for a while, and it says, "For the Block's family, it's supposed to be a time of joy. Soon they'll all come together to celebrate their eldest son's bar mitzvah. Except that he's just done something so unspeakable, the whole thing might have to be called off." Strangely, the only Safran Foer I've read is Tree of Codes, which is that one with like the cutout words, which is based on a different book, so I haven't actually properly read any of his fiction. So I'm gonna read this one. Then I went to the new Waterstones, which is just off of Tottenham Court Road, and it is beautiful and it's probably my favorite. It's got lots of little cacti everywhere and tables where you can like sit and work or have a coffee, and I bought 2 books. One of them is The Argonauts by Maggie Nelson. I've heard lots and lots of good things. This is about Maggie Nelson herself and the relationship she has with an artist called Harry Dodge, who is fluidly gendered. That's the way it's described in the front of the book. And it's sort of about like what it's like to be a queer family, and it's also about how she becomes pregnant and how it changes her body. I've read a little bit of this. I love the way it's like laid out. There's lots of like side space here. I will hopefully be doing a video about LGBT books with Lena, and this will be in that. When I was at the counter, I saw this book and I couldn't resist. It is Laura Bates' Girl Up. I'm halfway through Everyday Sexism, which I think is fantastic. This is one of those books where I was like, I didn't even look inside. I was just like, yes, I am going to need this. It starts out with a page that says, "Praise from Emma Watson," which is always good. This is about pressures and stereotypes that girls have to deal with, girls and women. One of the best things about this book also is this amazing end paper, which if you can't see, it's like vulvas with legs and top hats and canes dancing. I just realized that 2 of the books I have like sort of matching covers. Look at that. First of all, there is The Square Root of Summer. This is a book that I actually read a manuscript of. I feel like it was almost 2 years ago, and I really, really loved. And it's now finally out. It's from Pan Macmillan, The Square Root of Summer by Harriet, Reuter, Hapgood. And this is a YA book that involves summer and romance and grief and time travel-y wormholes. Ooh, oh, this is nice. I haven't seen this yet either. This is what happens when you read the book before you actually get to see a finished copy. It says string theory. There's a lot of it. All right, here we go. Like lots of nice sketches. I think this is the kind of stuff that young adult does best. It's fun, it's clever, there's a bit of romance in it, it deals with like growing up, and it's got German bits in it as well. It reminded me like a little bit of the Butterfly Effect in certain ways. I will definitely be rereading this because it's been a while since I read it. The last ones are two chunky ones. First of all, I went to a bookshop. I think it was the South Kensington bookshop, which is great. I don't know how soon I'll be reading this, but I could not resist. Wasn't that expensive, £8. Romantic Outlaws, The Extraordinary Lives of Mary Wollstonecraft and Mary Shelley. Now this is something that I really want to know more about. I know I learned a little bit about it in university, but not nearly enough. And also, the Romantics room in the National Portrait Gallery is one of my favorites, and like these are the paintings that are there. And just all of this whole package is just like, yes, this is me. It has some great quotes in the back. This one is from Vogue. A most welcome deeper take on the women who scandalized England and whose stories continue to resonate today. And I'm gonna try my hardest not to crack this gorgeous spine. If you don't like cracking spines, by the way, I'll put a video in the description that I made a while ago about how to not crack spines of paperbacks. And then finally, another chunky one. This is a book that was sent to me because I went to the Everyman's Library breakfast event a while ago, and they have a campaign that is my Everyman's Library. So I've given them 5 titles of books that I've always wanted to read and that I want to use to like build my library, and so they're sending them to me one by one. And the first one might not be a surprise to you, and it is The Count of Monte Cristo. So those were the books. Lots of exciting reading to be done. By the way, if you still want to come see Pride and Prejudice with me at Genesis Cinema in East London on June 4th, there are still tickets available. Come hang out with me, watch my favorite film in a 35mm. If you want to see more like day-to-day book stuff and other behind-the-scenes stuff, I have Snapchat, which is just Books and Quills. I've got Goodreads, Twitter, Instagram. I always forget to talk about them, and I do realize that a lot of the YouTubers I watch I don't follow on Instagram and Snapchat because I forget that they have them. So there you go, links will be in the description. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I'll talk to you guys later. Doei!